Today we're somehow turning blaze powder into redstone. Before any of that though, I want to add one more assembly line to the brass wing of the factory. This one will take care of some train related stuff, mostly train cases, and some other weird bits and bobs. I decided where I could put this, and out of all the space on top of this hill, I want to put it under the existing brass wing. So let's dig a hole. Now for the actual assembly line, we're focusing on train casings, as I said before, which means we need hardened plates, and to make those we need crushed obsidian. The lava itself isn't really a problem, we can just get a spout, patch it into the tank that we have for the brass unit, so that's all good. But for the obsidian, we have to make some space for crushers. I'll put them horizontal over a belt, and then we'll have a looping system so that the residual obsidian will go back into the crushers, but all the crushed obsidian will feed onto another belt that has a spout for lava, of course, and then 2 other mechanical presses behind it. And that sequence of 1 spout of lava over crushed obsidian and then 2 mechanical presses will turn that crushed obsidian into hardened plates. Are we still following? I hope so, because next up, we're gonna be taking those hardened plates onto another belt that pushes those plates into brass casings, and so the end result is simply a train casing. There's 2 more units that I want to add to this, and those are units for rose quartz. The basic setup is a mechanical arm that takes 1 quartz and 8 redstone and puts those in a basin where we'll mix them together and we'll get rough rose quartz. Just the basic stuff. That we'll send onto another line and we'll send it through a deployer that'll be equipped with some sandpaper and it'll polish it up. And we'll end up with this polished rose quartz that will go straight up to the drawers. You know what, let's just connect the output line of these 6 units up to the drawers upstairs, and we'll make sure that we have an input for all of these items. Alright, I do need to reconfigure the output system of the train station because we do have 3 more items coming through here, and we might as well just reconfigure it for future items so we can add them if we want to. So the first step is add 3 more volts, and we'll have the thresholds on these 6 volts set pretty low. That way we can have an AND switch, which we can just hide in the shipping containers over here. When this switch is triggered, it'll lock the main output of the first volt. That way, nothing can get through if we're backed up. I'll probably have to fine-tune things whenever I see a problem occur, but I'll think about those when they happen. Right now, I think we have a functioning system. Now, we get to the redstone production. I need to collect some stuff so we can actually turn blaze powder into redstone. And I honestly can't believe that I'm saying these sentences. Blaze powder into redstone. It's crazy. I got everything I need, and this might seem like a deja vu, but I need to dig another hole. So let's get to it. For the redstone production, we need to start off with some mixers. We'll hook them up to a water source and a couple of tanks. One will be the output, and the other one will just hold on to lava. This first array is going to produce awkward potions by mixing water and nether wart, and we're using blaze burners as a heat source underneath the basins, and that's just the complete recipe. I'm using the smart pipes to filter out the awkward potion instead of pumping out the water, and we'll store the awkward potion in the big tank. In line with this first array, we'll put a nearly identical system. Some of the wiring and the pipes are gonna be different, but that's mostly because we're not pumping out of a water source, but out of the big tank that has the awkward potion. But if we add blaze rods to this existing potion that we have, we get a strength potion. And that's half of the crafting recipe for redstone. The other half is cinder flour. And to get that, we need to get netherrack. And you know where we can get netherrack? Not in the nether, we can automate it. We only need health potions, so that's why I'm going to be mirroring this potion setup on the other side of the pit. And with the potion side done, we can get the last few parts of this farm set up. So the next part of the farm is pretty easy. We have a cobble generator, because that's the start of every farm in the create mod. The cobblestone goes onto 4 lanes with spouts above them, and they will turn the cobblestone into netherrack once we get the belts going. The netherrack then goes into a vault and straight into a crusher as well to make cinder flour. The cinder flour goes back up to the main floor, and we'll go and take a look in a second. You can also see that we added a little nether wart farm that's already running because I want to create a bit of a backup, and that's the underbelly of the entire farm. So we've got a cobble generator that turns its cobblestone into netherrack, which we crush into cinder flour, and we'll see what happens with the cinder flour on the main floor. But first, I need to just get my brain into its default mode, which is off, and I'll do some terraforming, listen to some music. I've got some music for you guys as well, so see you in a second. I got a lot of dirt down, did some stonework as well. We'll take a look at the building in a second. First of all, I want to show you, well, the fact that I flattened everything out, but I also rerouted all the tracks. We're running underground now, and I've made it so that the andesite line passes by the redstone factory, so that we can load it up in that forklift. And the other track, the track that goes to the create factory, just dips up whenever it needs to, and then goes back down after it picks up everything at the station. As for the factory, I got a simple building around it. It's nothing fancy because it'll probably be dwarfed by the bigger create factory in front of it. As you can see, it's fully functional. We're creating both potions pretty consistently, and as you can see, we're turning cobblestone into netherrack, and then at the back of the building. We're turning cinder flour into redstone. And that's about it, I think. As for this episode, I'm gonna end it right here because I'm running out of time. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!